Mike, 3 years ago, world champion, but since then, really a lot's happened to you.
Yeah, I've had me problems, and you know, the last couple of years have been pretty tough, but I've now sorted it all out, and I have a new club. Made it to the World Championship again this year, so things are going pretty good now.
At Gothenburg, the track was very similar to the track here at Norden. A big track, wide open spaces. Is that suited to you?
Yeah, I'm not particularly fussy, but yeah, I do enjoy the bigger tracks, and there's a little bit of dirt on there today, so I can just hope that things go as per plan.
Who do you fear mainly in the field?
To be honest, it's a very open field, probably one of the most open finals ever, but there's 4 or 5 you could single out in Sigalis, Carter, Nielsen and Gunderson, I think, and Olsen as an outsider. Obviously, Egon Muller, being on his home track, is going to rise himself to the crowd, but I should be all out there to do it myself.
You bought 3 machines over here, all of them specially tuned for the meeting and geared to the track?
Yeah, they're all specially tuned, all were slightly different. We singled the 2 best ones out, and we're quite happy on the machinery front. It's now down to the rider.
And how conscious are you of the challenge from your closest rival in England, Kenny Carter?
I try not to think about it, to be honest, but obviously I've got to look at all 15 competitors the same, and every race I just want to go out to win. I'm sure Kenny will be in there with a shout, but hopefully I'll be above him.
Have you made any special preparations for this meeting?
Yeah, we've made a lot of special preparations for this meeting and just hope they work out.
Do you feel that you're going to have any mechanical problems, or have you taken every contingency into circumstances?
Well, I think everything should go according to plan, and that's what we're hoping for, and just have to see how it goes.
From a personal point of view, obviously you've lost the golden helmet to Michael Lee recently, so you must take him to be one of your main challengers. But who else would you feel is in contention for the title?
I've just come here today to beat all 15 riders, and I don't care who's in the race, I just want to beat everybody.
Barry Briggs, 4 times world champion herself. You know as much as anybody about the qualities needed to make a champion. What special qualities are they?
The thing is, Tony, that most of these riders here, well, at least 12 of the riders here can go around 4 laps within a couple of 100 seconds of each other. And when it really gets down to the nitty-gritty, it's a personality thing and strength of character, really.
How big a part do nerves play on an occasion like this?
I think that's part of the personality and the build-up as well. I think you're nervous to start with, and if you don't have nerves, you've got no chance. You've got to be nervous. But I think when it really comes down, when you look as though you're going to be world champion, that's when it really counts. If you can handle winning that last race or getting that vital point, that's the most important thing. Forget about all the riding of that. It comes back to the character, I figure.
Well, there are 16 riders in the field in all, and the rules are pretty simple, really. Each rider will race in 5 heats. It's 3 points for first, 2 for second, 1 for third, and at the end of it all, it's who got the most points. Michael Lee goes in the first heat we're going to see, and our commentators in West Germany, Peter Collins and Alan Weeks.
And so we come up for heat number 1 of the 1983 Individual World Speedway Championship. We've got Dennis Sigalis, Lance King, Nick Schurer, and Michael Lee in the lineup. Coming up to the line in the red helmet, Dennis Sigalis there on the right, who was second in his second world final, was third last year. There's Sigalis, the American who rides for Ipswich. Also with him will be a fellow American, Lance King, in lane number 2, in gate 2. He'll be wearing the blue helmet, his international and individual world championship debut. On the right there, coming out on the outside gate, is Michael Lee, world champion in 1980, rides for Pool Pirates, and was second in the Great Britain final this year. 4 laps. Mitch Schurer of New Zealand will be wearing the white helmet. There's Mitch Schurer. Schurer, it's his first individual world championship final, 9th at the Intercontinental final, and the Australasian champion in 1978. And on the outside there, right against the fence, is Michael Lee. There he is. Second in the Great Britain final, second in the Intercontinental final. Is this world final going to be the first place for Michael Lee? And he's made a very good gate indeed. Come from the outside. On the inside is Dennis Sigalis, but Lee is in front. Sigalis is in second place. In third place, it's King, and Schurer is bringing up the rear. So after 1 lap, it's Michael Lee of England and Pool Pirates. In second place is Dennis Segalis. In third place, a battle now for third place between Mitch Shearer and Lance King. Mitch Shearer's taken over third place. Lance King drops to the rear and out, way out in front, it's Michael Lee. He is really going well. In second place, Segalis. In third place, it's now Mitch Shearer and way at the back, Lance King. But the English rider, Michael Lee, with 1 lap to go, has a very, very substantial lead over Dennis Segalis. Still in third place, Mitch Shearer, who's breaking down that lead of Segalis. The final bend, and it looks to be Michael Lee for 3 points. It is. Lee gets 3 points. Segalis gets 2, Shearer gets 1, and Lance King does not score. Well, that was a good start indeed for Michael Lee, Peter Collins.
That's right, that was very difficult for Michael, because to start on the outside in Heat 1 is difficult because you've got such a long way to go from the outside to the inside, and Mike just had enough speed there to get across and get to that white line before the opposition. Very good ride that from Michael.
So Dennis Segalis of the United States District scored 2 points, and Mitch Shearer scored 1 after the first heat of the 1983 World Speedway Championship. A great start for Michael Lee.
If you just see Michael now, he's really going good. He's riding the track very good, coming out to the corners on the inside. Really not doing a thing wrong there. Going really good.
Rider number 12 in the yellow and black helmet is Egon Müller, who is the West German favorite. Rides for Poking. He's now out. In the 1981 World Final, he was 7th with 9 points. This is his 6th World Final. He was the World Long Track Champion in 1974, 75 and 78. Egon Müller. In this heat, we've got Kenny Carter. There is Kenny Carter with the red helmet. Carter, who was 4th in 1981 with 11 points, and 5th in 1982 with 10 points. This being his 3rd individual World Final. And remember, he is at this moment just 22 years of age. Rides for Halifax, 4th in the British Final and 6th in the Intercontinental Final. But Carter, who must be one of the favourite riders in this 1983 World Individual Championship. We've also got Zenon Plek of Poland and Yuri Stancil of Czechoslovakia. Zenon Plek will be wearing blue, and the rider with the white helmet there is Yuri Stancil. Stancil in his 8th World Final and Czechoslovakian champion 11 times. Stancil, in fact, last year finished 9th with 7 points. Zenon Plek in 1981 was 14th with 3 points. But on the outside track is Egon Müller, and Müller, a very, very big favourite in West Germany, not only as a speedway rider but also as a singer. He's got some singles on the market, and he's a very rich gentleman. I don't think his helmet cover is going to stay on very long. It's been put on twice since he came out of the gate, came out of the pit. Heat number 3, and it's Müller from the outside, and Müller has gone. Müller from the outside. Zenon Plek in 2nd place, battling it out with Kenny Carter. Carter now gone through into 2nd place. But that is Egon Müller way out in front. In 2nd place is Carter. In 3rd place is Stancil. And bringing up the rear is Stancil, I should say. And Stancil almost lost it, but out in front, Egon Müller. And that set this big crowd here really roaring. 35,000 very excited spectators. Many, many Britons, of course. But this man, who is the favourite in West Germany, is way out in front ahead of Kenny Carter. Carter in 2nd place. There is Egon Müller. Carter coming round in 2nd place. 1 more lap to go. In 3rd place at the moment is Zenon Plek, and Yuri Stancil bringing up the rear, but still Egon Müller. Carter's going to get the 2 points. And no doubt now that Egon Müller will score a maximum from his first ride, and that's brought a tremendous roar from the crowd. Müller first, Carter 2nd, and in 3rd place is Zenon Plek. Well, a good start there by local favourite, Peter.
Well, yeah, as we can see there, Egon really means business today, and if that first race is anything to go by, he's going to be in with a real chance. He made a brilliant start there from the outside. Like I said, early on in the meeting, the outside gates very hard, and really because he got so much further to go than the inside, and well, he walked all over Kenny Carter there, so Kenny's really got his work cut out now.
Well, there is Muller. And what do you think the track is like at the moment, Peter? As you said, it looks as though it's cutting up a bit. They're resurfacing after every heat.
That's right. Each race now, the track has got a little bit worse each time they've had a race out there, and the grading is after every race. And I think really looking at that, I think it's going to really suit Muller because he's very used to riding on the rough, bumpy grass track meetings of Europe, and he's really brilliant on those type of tracks. And if that's the way it's going to be, I'm sure he's going to be going good on that type of surface.
So he got 3 points, Kenny Carter got 2, and Zenon Plek scored 1 in heat number 3. Coming up now for heat number 5. Billy Sanders there. In the blue helmet, Dennis Sigalis. Sigalis and Sanders have, so far, Sigalis has scored 2 points and Sanders has scored 3. So the Australian coming out now from the pits. In this heat, we've got Hans Nielsen, Sigalis, Sanders and Yuri Stansel. That's Sigalis, the American. Last year in the World Championship, third. There was the white helmet, Billy Sanders, the Australian. And flashing past him was Sigalis. Sigalis in gate number 2. And coming up now to the line is Sigalis, who's the first man there. We are still waiting for 2 of the riders to appear. At this moment, we just have Sigalis and in white there, Billy Sanders. Sanders, who scored 3 points, the maximum on his ride, which was in the second heat when he beat Olsen, Casper and Morton. There in the yellow and black is Yuri Stansel. Stansel hasn't scored yet, but Stansel, Czech champion 11 times. In the Continental final, he was third, and in the World Team final, Czechoslovakia were fourth. Stansel scored 2 points. So we're waiting for Hans Nielsen, and in fact, Billy Sanders has gone back right to the edge of the pits. What might you think that could be causing him a problem there, Phil? Peter?
I think Billy's been sent back to the pits, actually, because he hasn't got his helmet cover on. That's really what it looks like to me. He's signalling in there to see if someone can run out and bring a cover. He needs a white helmet cover, and oh, here's one now.
1 minute remaining, nog 1 minute.
Really, that type of thing isn't too good for the nerves, and probably a bit unsettling for Billy, and just hope he's not going to lose any of his concentration.
30 seconds called, and still Nielsen has not appeared. It looks as though he's coming from the pits now, but that is Billy Sanders, Dennis Sigalis and Yuri Stansel there, and Hans Nielsen has now come out. So, on the inside, in the red, will be Hans Nielsen, then Dennis Sigalis in blue, Billy Sanders in white, and Yuri Stansel will be in yellow and black. Those are the points they've scored so far. Coming up to the line there, Dennis Sigalis, and we await Hans Nielsen, who is really taking his time. He's well down the track there. You can just see him to the right. And there, with the red helmet. Oh, the time is really ticking away. He hasn't got much time left, has he? Right. Hans Nielsen. 2 points. And just a recap on this lineup. Nielsen will be on the inside in red, Sigalis in blue, Sanders in white, and Stansel will be in yellow and black. There's the Czechoslovakian rider. Nielsen still doesn't look completely settled. Sigales now up at the tapes. A long pause, and eventually they're away, and it's Nielsen on the inside who's going to hold the inside, but coming from the outside in white, it's Billy Sanders. Sanders again, the Australian, in first place. In second place, Hans Nielsen. In third place, Dennis Sigales, bringing up the rear, Yuri Stansel. Well, once again, that was a good start. He wasn't on the outside gate, but he was in gate number 3.
Well, at the beginning there, it definitely looked as though Nielsen had made the gate from the inside, but Billy seemed to just get that bit more drive to the corner from gate 3 and just went round Nielsen beautifully there, and he's just pulling away now, as you can see. If Billy keeps going like this, who knows?
Maximum points so far for Billy Sanders, the Australian. Rides for Ipswich Witches. 1 lap to go. Ahead of Nielsen, Sigales in third place, Yuri Stansel in fourth place. But Billy Sanders is really riding beautifully. He's going to come over to score 3 points. So it's Billy Sanders with 3 points. Nielsen with 2, Sigales with 1, Stansel doesn't score.
Well, I'm sure Billy's glad to get that one over with, because that was one of his real tough ones, and I'm sure he's glad to see the back of Dennis Sigales and Hans Nielsen. Both those two riders have both dropped the point, and Billy's now on the maximum, so he's pulled 2 points clear of those two, who are favourites actually to win today, so he'll be really pleased with that, I'm sure.
Coming up now for heat number 6. The activity at the pits. In yellow and black now we've got Tony Kasper. In red we have Phil Collins. We shall also have Kenny Carter in blue and Lance King in white. There goes Carter and Lance King in white. Carter, who has scored 2 points so far, and Phil Collins didn't score in his first ride. Lance King didn't score in his first ride, and Tony Kasper, a non-scorer as well. So here's a chance now for Kenny Carter to perhaps pick up the 3 points he needs to keep in the reckoning. But there are 3 other riders in the race. Phil Collins, that's Tony Kasper, Phil Collins, Kenny Carter and Lance King. That's Phil Collins in the red. Phil Collins, who was the overseas final winner earlier this season, and finished 6th in the British final and 11th in the Intercontinental final. World Championship debut, remembering of course that Peter won the world title in '76 and Les, the third Collins brother, was 2nd last year. Phil Collins on the inside, Kenny Carter, who is wearing blue, Lance King in white, and Tony Kasper in yellow and black on the left of the picture. Lance King, Cradley Heath, 3rd in the United States final, 10th in the Intercontinental final. And it's Kenny Carter who made a good start. He gated well, and Carter with the blue helmet in front. In 2nd place, King. In 3rd place, Collins. Kasper bringing up the rear. But Carter looking very comfortable at the moment with Lance King in 2nd place. And Phil Collins went very wide there indeed. Very wide, Peter.
Yeah, I think he was attempting to go round Lance King there, and I think he got just too much drive and just almost disappeared out of the stadium. I think he's done the same again up the other end. He's still there going to he's got back into 3rd place there, so he'll be happy about that.
So we're coming up with 1 lap to go, and Kenny Carter looking very comfortable in the blue helmet, looking over his shoulder there to see where Lance King is, and Lance King is way back. In third place is Phil Collins, in fourth place is Tony Casper, and Carter not under any pressure now. King in second place, in third place it's Phil Collins, so 3 points for Kenny Carter. 2 points for Lance King, 1 point for Phil Collins. Tony Casper doesn't score.
That race was one Kenny should really have won, because if he dropped any points in that race, he would definitely be out of the race anyway. He'll be glad he's got those 3 points in the bag. So he'll look forward to his next one now with a bit more confidence.
Heat number 8. And in this heat, something has got to give, because we've got 3 riders who are on maximum 3 points from their first ride. Michael Lee, Egon Muller, and Eric Gunderson. An Englishman, a West German, and a Dane. Chris Morton, the other rider, has scored 2 points. So this could be quite a vital heat in this 1983 Individual World Speedway Championship final. That's Eric Gunderson. Gunderson with 3 points. Still in the pit with the white helmet, the West German favourite, Egon Muller. Through that little tunnel, out onto the track. 2 minutes has been called. It was called for the rider in white, but the rider in white has now appeared, and so all 4 riders now on the track. In yellow there, Eric Gunderson. In white, Egon Muller. In blue, we shall see Chris Morton. And in red, Michael Lee. But remember, Lee, Muller, and Gunderson won their first heat. This is their second ride. Chris Morton. Well, as we mentioned earlier, Peter Collins and I, that Chris had been practicing gating with Ivan Major. And, well, we'll see whether he comes away out of the gate faster from number 2 gate than he did from the outside on his first ride. Those were the points they had scored. And on the outside on this occasion, Eric Gunderson. So this really should be quite a heat. And the 35,000 people in this stadium are really enjoying it. Turned out to be a beautiful afternoon after gale force winds yesterday and torrential rain overnight. But they're really enjoying themselves in this stadium, which has been, in fact, built specifically for this event. It was a track, but it has been improved, improving the capacity up to 55,000, in which there's a minimum of 35,000 here this afternoon. So, the start of heat number 8. Michael Lee in red on the right, Chris Morton in blue, Egon Muller in white, and Eric Gunderson in yellow. They're anxious to go, and they're away. And Eric Gunderson, a good start. Also Egon Muller. Muller in front, and that's Peter the German. Eric Gunderson having a bit of trouble on the outside of the track there, and almost eased out of the race by Chris Morton. But up in front, it's Egon Muller. In second place, Michael Lee. In third place at the moment, Chris Morton. And in fourth place, Egon Muller. Well, no, that's the helmet that's gone, a helmet colour that's gone. Egon Muller is still out in front. In second place, Michael Lee. In third place, Chris Morton. And it's Eric Gunderson, who has lost his helmet colours.
Well, Egon's really flying in this, you can see. His engines must be very, very fast, the way he's going so quick in all this dirt, because that was certainly the race to win. And he's just pulling away now from Michael Lee and Chris Morton. Eric Gunderson's there struggling at the back. So,
it is Muller. Maximum points for Muller. Second place, it's Lee. And in third place, it's Chris Morton. Eric Gunderson will be very disappointed with that, but really...
And there is that man Muller right at the top, or joint top so far. That's after 2 rounds. Muller on home soil with 6 points, Sanders with 6. The 2 Englishmen, Lee and Carter, and then come Olsen, 3 times world champion, and Nielsen.
So, in the red helmet is the man that Billy Sanders will be really battling against, Egon Muller, who has scored a maximum 6 points from his 2 rides. And it's interesting to remember that West German has never won this individual world championship title. Billy Sanders in blue. Egon Muller will come up to the right of him. There's Lance King of the United States in yellow and black. And there you see those vital 6 points that they both scored. Muller, who will be in red, and Sanders, who will be in blue. Those are the 2 riders to watch, and this, for those 2 riders, could be absolutely vital. Karl Meyer will be wearing white. There he is. And Lance King, the yellow and black. So, heat number 10. And could we be looking at the world champion from one of these 2 riders? Number 15 is in fact Karl Meyer. That's Egon Muller. Number 12. Billy Sanders is alongside him. And they are in gates 1 and 2. So there's going to be a real battle coming out of this gate, I think, don't you, Peter?
It certainly looks that way. When you're both unbeaten like this now, the nerves must be phenomenal.
Right. And Sanders and Muller go into that first bend together. Muller gets the lead, but Sanders comes through on the inside, but Muller's holding it down the back straight. Muller in first place. It's Sanders in second place. Karl Meyer, the other West German, in third place, and Lance King in fourth place. And Egon Muller is flying again, the West German. But Billy Sanders cut that one fairly close, but on the straight, Muller seems to have the leg.
He certainly does. He's going great, Egon. He seems to have something more than the rest of them, that's for sure. He's just going so fast down the straight. Unbelievable. That's his 3rd ride anyway, and if he gets this one, if he hangs on there, 2 more to go and he's there.
So we're coming up with 1 lap to go. And there's something absolutely sensational happens. Egon Muller and the crowd are standing and roaring him on. Will win this heat. Great battle at the back, but out of the front, it's Muller. No doubt about that. The final bend, and Egon Muller coming home to score his third, doing a wheelie as Peter Collins calls it. In second place, Billy Sanders. In third place, Karl Meyer. In fourth place, Lance King. Well, he's got all the confidence in the world, hasn't he?
Exactly, and I think it'll be a bit of a demoraliser now for Billy, knowing that the person who he should have beat now, he's lost to him. So Billy's got it all to do. Unless Egon does something silly now, it's going to be hard for Billy, that's for sure.
So at this moment, Muller's in the lead with 9 points. In second place, it's Sanders with 8 points. And then we've got Dennis Sigalis with 6 points. But that's how they stand. He is really flying. He's riding with tremendous confidence. In second place at the moment there, Billy Sanders. And he'll be desperately sorry to have dropped the point there.
He will. I would be very sort of disappointed if I was Billy, because I can feel he thinks now, he thinks it's slipping away.
So home comes Muller, and 9 points. And so we're coming up now for heat number 12, and this is a very important heat. We have 3 riders in this heat who were all tipped as likely world champions. That, in the white helmet, is Kenny Carter. In the blue helmet is Michael Lee. Now, they both have 5 points. On the inside will be Hans Nielsen of Denmark. He's got 4 points. And on the outside will be Ole Olsen of Denmark, who has 4 points. There's Michael Lee. Lee, who broke the track record in his very first run in this World Championship. He's in the first heat, remember, which he won. So they all need the points. They need the points badly. Billy Sanders as a maximum. Back again comes Ole Olsen. Well, this has been one of the longest starts to any heat that I can remember. They've been back to the pit gates twice. And now it's Michael Lee coming up to the gate to complete the lineup. And this very important heat, heat number 12. Away. Nielsen couldn't quite hold Kenny Carter. Carter in first place, Nielsen in second place, Ole Olsen in third place, and Michael Lee at this moment is in fourth place. Although he's coming very close to the curve, he's still in fourth place, and as they complete the first lap, it's Kenny Carter ahead of Hans Nielsen.
Yes, Michael knows he must win this one to keep in the hunt, and he seems to be struggling at the moment. He's trying everything he knows around that outside, but Kenny Carter's just pulling away there. Kenny made the perfect start off gate 3 and he's just pulling away. Olsen there trying hard to take second spot from Nielsen, but I don't think any of them are going to catch Kenny Carter, that's for sure.
The way it looks now, I think you're absolutely right, Peter. Carter in first place, Nielsen in second place, in third place Olsen, and in fourth place Lee, who is fighting back. But will he do enough on this last bend? No doubt about the winner. The winner will be Kenny Carter. Carter first. Second is Nielsen. Third is Olsen and Michael Lee. That is a tragedy for the rider from Poole Pirates. He really needed the points, but Kenny Carter, he rode it well.
Yes, Kenny did. I mean, Kenny really needed to win that one, and Kenny's right back in there now. But Michael must be feeling very, very disappointed. He must be, because he can see it's the end of his World Championship for this year, I'm sure.
So after 12 heats, Egon Muller, West Germany, in the lead with 9 points. Then Billy Sanders and Kenny Carter with 8 points each, and equal third, Hans Nielsen, Dennis Sigalis, and Chris Borton. So we come up to heat number 13, and those two riders there will find this absolutely vital. The man in the blue helmet is Egon Muller of West Germany, the only man in this World Championship on a maximum score at the moment. 9 points from his 3 rides. On his left is Ole Olsen, who has 5 points. Phil Collins, who will be wearing the white helmet, has 2 points, and Dennis Sigalis on the outside in yellow and black has 6 points. But Egon Muller, if he wins this, he could set himself up to be the first West German to win the individual World Speedway Championship title. Olsen got the best start. Ole Olsen. In second place, it's Muller. Now Muller cannot afford really to drop the points. But Olsen has gone very wide and Muller's come through on the inside. But Olsen has come back again. Muller just holding him off, and what a ride.
Yeah, I think actually there, Ollie thought that the dirt was on the outside and all the grip, and he went very wide into that corner, and suddenly he'd found the dirt had been brought back where Egon was on the inside. So Egon came tearing through there, just as though Olsen was standing still.
Muller has lost his blue helmet cover, but he is still out in front. All right, there are two riders wearing with white helmets now, but the one in front is Egon Muller. 1 lap to go. Egon Muller in the lead. Ole Olsen in second place. In third place, it's Phil Collins. In fourth place, it's Dennis Sigalis, who's virtually out of this heat, and certainly out of the World Championship chase. No doubt about Egon Muller, and they're standing and they're roaring and they're cheering. He's done it again. In second place, it's Ole Olsen, and in third place, it's Phil Collins. So the points. Muller now has that maximum 12 points. He's looking very good.
That was really quite brilliant there by Egon, because he read the track so good then, because the track had changed after it had been watered, and the way he just came through on that inside, I mean, it was just as though Olsen wasn't there. Brilliant, absolutely.
So he has 12 points at this moment. Olsen has 7 points. Sigalis has 6. But remember, we still have Billy Sanders with 8 points and Kenny Carter with 8 points, and they'll be challenging because they meet in heat number 15. That's going to be quite a heat. In the meantime, it's this man who has the lead. There's Mitch Shearer, who scored 5 points. There's Eric Gunderson, who has 5 points. But the two men who must make the inroads, and something's got to give here, are Kenny Carter and Billy Sanders, both on 8 points. And remember that Muller is on a maximum 12. So if Carter or Sanders win, they'll be on 11 points and still challenging. There's Mitch Shearer, New Zealander. Eric Gunderson of Denmark will be wearing red. There is Billy Sanders, the Australian, who has been having a good meeting.
Yes, Billy's been having a really good meeting, and this is going to be the one that decides who's going to be either second or third. It's going to be really tough between Kenny and Billy, but I don't know who I'd put my money on in this one. It's going to be very open.
I suppose that gate is going to make all the difference. Sanders is on the outside, Carter with the white, Sanders on the left of the picture now. There's the scoring thus far, remembering that Egon Muller, after his 4 rides, has 12 points. One of these fellows could get within 1 point of the leader. Gunderson in red, Shearer in blue, in white Kenny Carter, in yellow and black Billy Sanders. Carter really anxious to go. When it happened, it was Gunderson who got away very fast. Gunderson with Shearer in second place. Kenny Carter's gone wide. Billy Sanders in 4th place at the moment. Kenny Carter going around the outside, keeping very wide indeed. And still in 4th place. But the man in the lead is Eric Gunderson with Billy Sanders, who's now whipped through into second place. That outside of the bend now looks very treacherous indeed, Peter.
Yes, they all seem to be having problems now, but there's a real ding-dong battle going on here for second. Kenny's come right through from last to second place, but Billy Sanders has come back again. They're both neck and neck going into this corner. Kenny was very nearly down then, but Billy managed to get second place.
Well, what a pity we couldn't see that, because it was real dicing between those two, and they're still coming through. Okay, this fella Gunderson has got it sewn up, but the battle for second place was between Kenny Carter and Billy Sanders, and as yet we still haven't seen them. What a pity. No doubt about the winner, Gunderson. In second place it was Sanders, in third place it was Carter, and in 4th place Mitch Shearer. But that really was quite a race for second place. Gunderson, though, he rode brilliantly.
He did. That's really put the cat amongst the pigeons now, because the two chaps there that had only dropped 1 point, now they've dropped 2 and 3 each now. So I mean, it's very wide open again. The whole thing's changed, and that was some ride by Eric. He just made a really good start and disappeared. There was no way that any of them were going to catch him, that's for sure.
So at this moment, Egon Muller has 12 points, Billy Sanders has 10, Kenny Carter has 9, as has Hans Nielsen, and Eric Gunderson has 8. Dennis Sigalis of the United States, coming out for heat number 17. He's going to be wearing the red helmet. Wearing blue will be Chris Morton, wearing white will be Karl Meyer, and wearing yellow and black, Kenny Carter. And Carter is the man we've got to watch, because he has at this moment 9 points. He wins this heat, he will have a total of 12, and that could put him on the winner's roster. Egon Muller, remember, of West Germany, already has 12 points. There's Dennis Sigalis. Chris Morton will come up into gate number 2, wearing the blue helmet. Waiting is Kenny Carter, and he has been waiting very patiently. because Sigalis and Morton were quite late coming out. Kalmar with the white helmet. And so this is heat number 17. Kalmar, man who came in because one of the original qualifiers, Peter Ondasek of Czechoslovakia, had an injured shoulder. Heat 17 and Kenny Carter on the outside closest to us. Not the best start from Carter. Kalmar, Dennis Sigalis on the inside, but Kalmar of West Germany, and at this moment Kenny Carter is in fourth position. He's got a lot of work to do. It's Dennis Sigalis on the inside, and on the outside there, Kalmar. Carter's now come through into third place. Chris Morton is in fourth place, but a battle between these two. In white, Kalmar. In red, Dennis Sigalis, and Sigalis breaking it down a bit.
Sigalis is really having a go here. Meyer's made a mistake there, and there could be a gap for Sigalis to come through. He's trying hard. I think he's going to just get him here. I think so. I don't think Meyer can hang on. Sigalis must take him now, must do. Yeah, I'm sure he will do.
Yes, there's just 3/4 of a lap to go. Sigalis in red. Meyer in white. This last bend will decide it all. Meyer's come through very fast, and Meyer's won it. What a tremendous race that was. Meyer got it on the line. Sigalis second. In third place, Kenny Carter. That's a disaster for him. And in fourth place, it was Chris Morton. But what a finish, Peter.
That's right, it really pleased the home crowd there to see Meyer going out and winning that race, especially with it being such a tough one, and to repass Sigalis and pass him on the line, that was great. I'm sure the Germans are very happy with that one.
So at this moment, Kalmar brings his total up to 8 points, but Kenny Carter now has just 10 points, and that is his total. Remembering that Sigalis' total is 8. Carter has 10, but Muller has 12. And yet to ride is Nielsen with 9 points, and Sanders has 10 points. So now the chances of Kenny Carter getting onto that platform look very slim indeed. So this is the final bend. Meyer going around the outside of Sigalis, and where Sigalis looked as though he had it absolutely sewn up. A tremendous burst of acceleration by Meyer takes him through to win the 3 points on the line. Great riding, and Sigalis gets the 2 points. Heat number 19, and this is the heat which should decide the World Championship of 1983. The man with the yellow helmet is Egon Müller of West Germany. He has scored a maximum 12 points from his 4 rides so far. He would be the first West German to win the world title. Very, very popular, and of course the mass of these fans here just keeping their fingers crossed for this last ride. If he rides a maximum once again, he will be the world champion. But in fact, such is the case that if Müller would have finished second, he would still be the world champion. The man in white is the man who's going to give him most trouble, Hans Nielsen, who's on 9 points. Nielsen, who was one of the favourites for this title before we started, has 9 points. There are already 3 riders on 10 points. That's Gunderson, Carter, and Olsen. But now we have Billy Sanders on 10 points as well, and he is in the heat that comes after this one. But if Egon Müller is first or second, he will be the world champion, and that is Egon Müller. Number 12, away from the pit. The full lineup for this heat number 19. There is Müller wearing blue. Wearing red will be Mitch Schurer on the inside. Hans Nielsen in white. And then on the outside, Tony Kasper in yellow and black. who has only scored 2 points thus far in this World Championship final. The two men we should be watching will be starting alongside each other in gates 2 and 3. Egon Müller is in gate 2. Hans Nielsen is in gate number 3. Here comes Müller. In the red helmet, it's Schirra. There are the points. And so, this vital heat number 19. Egon Müller has been riding absolutely brilliantly in front of this largely West German crowd, 35,000 people, and I suppose that probably 25,000 of them will be cheering madly for this West German in the blue helmet as he comes up for his last ride. He's getting himself absolutely set. Schirra in red, Müller in blue, Nielsen in white, Kasper in yellow and black. He's going back again and up to the line. They're ready. They're off, and he was left. He was left at the gate. But can he come through on the inside? He's on the grass. He was riding around on the grass, but he's in second place at the moment. In the lead at this moment is Hans Nielsen. In second place is Müller. In third place is Fritz Schirra, and in fourth place is Tony Kasper. Well, his front wheel was on the grass as he went around there. And in front, at this moment, it's still Hans Nielsen. Wondering whether the referee will make any comments about the riding of Egon Müller, and that would be quite remarkable.
Well, that first corner was quite unbelievable there because Egon was virtually on the limit, and Nielsen's bike stopped. So that gives Müller the lead.
What a sensational heat this has been. Hans Nielsen's bike stopped, and with only a lap to go, Egon Müller virtually comes back from nowhere. He comes over to take the 3 points. In second place, it was Schirra. In third place, it was Kasper. But we are wondering whether there could be any problems at all about that first bend. If there isn't, then Egon Müller is the world champion for 1983, and as far as he's concerned, he feels that he is. He's ridden brilliantly all through this series. Only in this last race did he show any signs of pressure.
That's right, that last start he did was terrible, really. He missed the gate completely, but he made a first corner there with almost both wheels over the grass. But I think the back wheel was definitely on the right side of the line, so I don't think he's going to be disqualified.
And as far as the television is concerned anyway, Egon Müller of West Germany becomes the first West German ever to win the individual World Speedway Championship final. These are extraordinary signs of happiness. The 25,000 of the 35,000 people here are absolutely delirious. Egon Müller of West Germany, one of the pin-up boys of sport in Germany, not only as a speedway rider but also as a singing star, has brought the first ever world title to West Germany. The world title of the individual speedway champion of the world. 20th and final heat of the 1983 World Championship. Billy Sanders of Australia has 10 points. Phil Collins, 3. Denham Fleck, 1. Michael Lee has 8. Sanders virtually assured of his place on the platform. Michael Lee needs to win to score 11 points and assure himself of third place. And Lee comes through from the outside, and he's going well down the back straight. Billy Sanders with him. Lee's gone ahead. Michael Lee's gone wide. Sanders is hugging the curb, but Lee is still out in front. Sanders in second place. In third place, it's Phil Collins. In fourth place, it's Denham Fleck. Michael Lee making this look perhaps a little easier than we expected with Sanders in such great form.
That's right, Michael made a good start from the outside, and Billy was off gate 1 on the inside, and he had to take the slick line round the inside, which is still a little bit wet really after the watering at the interval. But Michael's just pulling away now anyway.
So we're coming up now with 1 lap to go. A nasty rut. Michael Lee hit in that last bend. Michael Lee will finish with 11 points. Billy Sanders will finish with 12 points. And here comes Michael Lee. He is third. In second place, it's Sanders. And in third place in that race, it was Phil Collins. But it means that Billy Sanders of Australia has finished second, and Michael Lee of England has finished in third place.
And there the full result, the 1983 World Individual Speedway Final. Egon Müller of West Germany wins it with 15 points. Billy Sanders of Australia second with 12. Michael Lee, the top Briton, from England with 11. Then comes Kenny Carter with 10, again from England. And 2 Danes, Erik Gundersen and Ollie Olsen, 3 times champion. That was his 12th World Individual Final, actually, and he's finished on 10 points with Carter and Gundersen.